Hey y'all, Mark Bateman here with Pure South Pastures. Today I want to talk to you about interior fencing, especially on new property. If you picked up some property, leased some property that you want to graze livestock on, I want to show you something that we did that may be an option for you as you figure things out on a new piece of property. It's a semi-permanent solution, but I just want you to see it and you make a judgment call if it's for you or not. All right, guys. So we're on this, our new piece of property, and I've talked a lot about this on other videos, but you can see where we unrolled some hay right there. And this field is a field that we grazed earlier in the winter. We didn't graze it, we unrolled hay on it, and the cattle were on it early, and they distributed urine and manure, and the hay is spread out there, and so there's some green coming up through that hay. But what I wanted to show you was there's another field, another pasture back here on the back side of this creek. And so that's where they've been for the last several weeks. I think there's 28 acres back there. And again, this property was severely overgrazed. I'm really just trying to keep them in some tight areas to allow grass to grow other places. So that's kind of my strategy for this early spring. I don't want to give them a lot of space so that I know it's going to impact where they are, but I'd rather impact where a small space significantly and let the rest of it have some time to grow. So that's kind of my strategy right now. But what I wanted to show you was this fence. We did this when we first got this property. Now, this has a pretty decent exterior fence, outside fence. So I've still got some places I got to go back and repair. So I'm not saying this is not a solution for an exterior fence or for the only fence that you have, but for an interior fence, I think this is a solution that I want you to consider. What we did is we bought these cheap rebar posts, and we were trying to divide this field from this field where they couldn't just go through this creek and be on another pasture. We needed a way that we could use our polywire on reels to give them strips. And so I didn't want to run all the way through from one side over here through this creek and all the way to the other side, because it's a pretty significant run, and I don't know that my reels would go that far. So I needed to break it up. So anyway, what I've done is just run down this creek and given them a divider that keeps this pasture on this side from the pasture on that side. Now, I just ran this with as a temporary or semi-permanent solution with turbo wires, Gallagher turbo wire. It's not real expensive. And the reason I did this is because I didn't want to come into a new property that I never grazed and set up permanent fencing that only to find out later I didn't like the way that it functioned. So I think something that you have to consider is, how is your infrastructure going to function? So if you've never been on a piece of property, if you just lease a piece of property, which we just picked up some leased ground this year too, we've never been on it, we've never grazed it. I'm learning because I've only been doing this a couple of years. I'm learning so much all the time. So I just didn't want to come in here and put a whole bunch of interior fencing on this property that I just had to tear out later and spend all that time, energy, and money doing something that just didn't work. So my suggestion is trying to do something that is semi-permanent. Now, understand that I don't expect that for this temporary wire to last forever. I'm not saying that I'm going to leave this here for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I'm just saying it gives us some flexibility, but it also is a solution that helps us, and it's a cost-effective solution that helps us just kind of figure the property out. So we're going to run with it this year. This gives us the ability. You can see right here, I've tied on right there, and there's one of the lines that goes up through there, and then up there where the cows are up, if you can see them up there, they're on top of that hill up there. There's a bale of hay, and they're eating some green weeds. But that's one side of the strip, and then This is the other side of the strip, and it's just tied on here and goes down there. And so the cows can come down here and drink out of the creek, which has been, it's as low as it's been. It's been raging because we've had a lot of water. But so that's their strip, and it goes all the way over to a property line on the other side. So anyway, my thoughts are just have good exterior fence and then stay flexible on your interior. If you have lots and lots of rolls and you want to put posts out and run long lines, that's great. But I needed a way that we could break up this property so that it would just be more manageable pieces for our animals. This field, I want to keep them off of it to give it some time for significant growth, so that we can be grazing this and have some good grass on it. The house is up there, so the new property line is just right there in front of you. On this side of this property, there's a bio, Wattensaw bio is on this side, and so that's why this creek gets so full and runs down in there. It's a beautiful creek bottom too. One of the things I love about this property is this creek bottom. So anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on some semi-permanent or temporary fencing solutions that you can just kind of start working through and figuring out if it's going to work on your property. Then come back in and put in some fence posts, some timeless posts or fiberglass posts or something. And after you figured out how it's going to work. So that's what we're going to do. Hope you consider that option. Hey, if you like this content, if you want to follow along on our farming journey, we're just learning. 2 years in, learning so much. We're like a sponge, soaking up everything we can find out about regenerative agriculture, building soil, raising healthy animals. We're going to be doing more videos on pigs. We got pasture poultry coming in just a few weeks. We raise Cornish cross meat chickens in chicken tractors, and so it's about time to get them going. So they're going to come. We'll document that whole thing too. So follow along for us on the journey this year. It's going to be a great year. Looking forward to some green grass and for all that this spring and summer holds. So God bless you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment if you have any questions or thoughts. If you think my idea is stupid, that's okay too. You can share that. I can handle it. We can talk about it. But God bless you guys. Have a great day.